First tonight, the Hollywood actor weighing into the row over plans to build huge pylons across the east of England. Ralph Fiennes wrote and stars in a new campaign film arguing against a 100-mile new power line through Norfolk, Suffolk and Essex. National Grid says the pylons are needed to get electricity from offshore wind farms to the rest of the country. In a moment, the politics behind the power lines. But first, this report from Debbie Tubby.
I was born in Suffolk. The beaches of Southwold, Walberswick, Dunwich and here at Cove Hythe form my earliest memories.
The actor Ralph Fiennes feels so passionate about stopping National Grid's plans across East Anglia, he volunteered to make this film.
This country has decided to bring this vital, clean, green energy into the grid by building on land, creating acres of steel and concrete in areas of profound natural beauty.
We're bringing energy to your region.
In June last year, National Grid, whose major shareholder is an American corporation, the largest money management firm in the world, published detailed plans of its 112-mile power lines from Norfolk through Suffolk to Essex, carrying electricity generated by offshore wind farms.
Our North Sea neighbours are building offshore hubs. They would work for us.
This is the North Warren Bird Sanctuary. National Grid wishes to bring 3 converter station cable trenches underneath the water here.
This campaigner says the offshore option would significantly reduce the number of pylons and the environmental impact.
We're hoping that hearing Ralph Fiennes talk about those offshore solutions and saying that they're viable, you can do them tomorrow, Belgium and Holland are doing them, we think that people might sit up and listen, because there are people and communities like us up in arms all over the country.
This afternoon, campaigners and local politicians were invited to a private meeting with ESO, the part of National Grid which ensures supply meets demand. In 6 months' time, it will be owned by the government. It says it is looking at all the options.
And it will compare them, saying apples with apples, not apples with pears, but apples with apples, what the different merits of these different options are to different people, costs, but environmental, community impact, etc.
National Grid should be transparent, and it must be, and I will continue to try and use all the parliamentary powers I have got in order to make that happen.
National Grid states there is no fully offshore solution to connect offshore wind to the grid in any country.
Our very real human connection to the coast that defines us will be undermined and eroded unless we listen to what the sea and land are asking of us.
A Hollywood actor passionate about his past and the region's environmental future. Debbie Tubby, BBC Look East, Suffolk.
Well, our political editor, Andrew Sinclair, is here. So, opposition building, Andrew. I mean, is the government, which wants the balance, are they getting jumpy?
Well, local politicians, including MPs, have been making a lot of noise about this for some time. But even though this is a very strong campaign using serious science and now a Hollywood actor, I don't sense that the government or the Labour Party, which could form the next government, is getting jumpy about this. The feeling among ministers and Labour politicians is that we've got to get on with connecting these wind farms to the national grid. And that's why both parties have recently been talking about changing the planning law, about community benefits, about giving people money off their energy bills if they live near these pylons. The view in London is that if National Grid say this is the cheapest and most efficient way to do it, then that's what's going to happen.
So where does that leave the campaign then?
Well, the campaign still has hope. For a start, because of all their campaigning, National Grid has been asked by the government to look again at the viability of pylons. Separately, there's another study now being carried out into another cable that was going to run along the Essex coast to see if more of that could go out at sea or be shared with other wind farms. If that comes back and says that's actually possible, that could completely change the whole picture. The government, though, very keen to press on. Time, though, is running out for these campaigners.
Andrew, thank you very much.